What is happening, Reject Nation? Greg and John on my left.
On your left, on screen right, but your left.
We're gonna watch today from Good Morning America's Erik Voss here, new Rockstars breakdown of Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 2. As the information is just getting juicier, I'm like, we gotta pick this back up as we missed last week's, and we're probably gonna miss next week's because we won't be around. Want to at least catch episode 2 today? Let's get into this.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and this is a breakdown of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier Episode 2, The Star-Spangled Man, in which nearly every Avenger gets a mention, even Avengers the government didn't want us to know about. I'm going to break down this episode for all the interesting details that you might
Justice
have
for
missed.
Isaiah.
Okay, so last episode, I pointed out how the opening close-ups of Sam ironing that black suit gave us some major funeral vibes, as Sam did hope to entomb Cap's shield in the museum. And the opening image of this episode uses similarly, with the close-up of that zipper going down like a body bag opening up to reveal a corpse inside, which metaphorically it is kind of the corpse of Steve Rogers' legacy. Sam wanted to lay it to rest. John Walker is kind of Frankensteining it back to life in quite an unnatural way. This whole locker room scene paints a sympathetic picture of Walker.
Everybody in the world expects me to be something, and I don't want to fail them.
Good morning, America.
Hey, I get you, John. Good Morning America can be quite
Can't spell Good Morning America without Erik.
in the MCU now. Make me MCU canon by extension.
I hope Erik Voss takes as much opportunity as possible to keep consistently reminding us that he has graduated to the big leagues of going on Good Morning America. You Disney shill!
Yeah, you worldwide celebrity leaving us all in the dust over here to collect those mouse checks.
But you were great on there. It was good appearance, man.
Great appearance.
I'm really happy for you, sincerely.
Can we join you next time?
Walker's buddy here is Lemar Hoskins, aka Battlestar. So in the comics, John Walker started as Super Patriot, kind of an asshole replacement Cap, and he's accompanied by bold urban commandos, or Buckies, including Hoskins. Walker ends up getting the Cap title, he goes crazy, kills a bunch of people, and eventually the government makes him U.S. agent, whose uniform actually looks a lot like what Walker wears here. This episode makes it seem like they could have decent intentions, despite clues pointing otherwise.
2 weeks ago, we're prepping the team for a special ops mission in Chile, and now this.
A lot of handshakes, a lot of suits, a lot of speeches and senator meetings.
Now remember, Bucky just busted Senator Atwood, former Hydra operative, which seemed like a one-off thing, except the end credits included a missable headline about Senator Atwood pushing for border enforcement. I don't know, maybe this senator was pushing Walker to round up border crossers. And then that mission in Chile, the last time we saw a special ops team in South America, it was led by a super soldier sent by Thaddeus Ross, who also might be behind all of this. His name appeared in the end credits with a mention of Enhanced Humans Act. Now, Hoskins mentioned
Reading all those.
episode's title, and the marching band music is that same Star-Spangled Man with a Plan from Cap's War Bond story in the first Cap film. This is all a modern version of that same original Cap publicity tour, down to signing collectibles. Custer's Grove High School. Custer's Grove is the hometown of John Walker in the comics. It's also where the extremist group, the Watchdogs, try to kill Walker and then end up getting his parents killed, making him go berserk. The GMA interviewer says,
"The government did a study of your body at MIT, and you tested off the charts in every measurable category: speed, endurance, intelligence."
Look, here's the thing. I'm not Tony Stark, I'm not Dr. Banner.
And then we see shots of him with a punching bag, recalling Cap with the punching bag in Avengers. And then we shoot him with the shield, a shield that he would have just gotten, meaning his coordination must be abnormally good. That might actually be why Walker cuts her off when she is talking about his freaky physiology. I think he and Hoskins might have already been given super soldier serum.
I think it's likely that he's gotten some super soldier serum, just because even in the fight scenes, and the shield itself was something that we were talking about during the review part of our reaction, I feel like you'd have to be so incredibly precise to be able to handle that. That being said, you know, you do see in the trailers at least Falcon practicing with the shield at one point too, and he doesn't have any super soldier strength, so there's a way to do it. But I think like even with the truck fight sequence and all that, there's nothing there that confirms and like, yeah, you can get away in the world of Marvel, you could just be a human, but there's still stuff that indicates of maybe it's starting to kick in now, you know?
Yeah, or maybe they've developed some kind of updated serum, because doesn't somebody also in the episode make a crack about the super soldier serum itself being like risky or outdated or something? So like I wouldn't be surprised at all if they haven't revealed that John Walker and Hoskins both have some kind of enhancements.
Yeah.
Interesting how Walker's suit design positions the A with wings logo so that it bleeds over onto the shoulder strap so that the look is only complete if he is suited up perfectly. Unlike Steve Rogers, who was able to rip his logo off his shoulder and still function in the suit, this guy is a manufactured hero restrained by the government he has to represent. Bucky and Sam talk about.
Damn, great visual pickup there.
What big three? The big three. What big three? Androids,
Ford,
aliens,
GM.
It's not a thing. Definitely. No, it's not.
Androids for Ultron, aliens for Thanos and his army, wizards presumably for Loki. I mean, Sam wasn't part of the Avengers yet, but remember, Loki learned his sorcery from Frigga, an Asgardian witch.
I mean, I don't think it matters if Falcon was a part of the Avengers yet or not. I mean, I feel like you could have learned the information.
Absolutely. Seems like common knowledge in this world now.
Yeah.
Also, this does take place 5 months after WandaVision. Sam could be also referencing the threat of the witches of Westview, which is going to come back to the MCU in Multiverse of Madness.
I love that.
Bucky says,
So who are you fighting now, Gandalf?
How do you know about Gandalf?
I read The Hobbit in 1937 when it first came out.
yeah, Bucky just checked him with an...
I understood that reference.
He's such a nerd. I love it.
I mean, one thing that I find interesting about this is this series was supposed to come out first, and the fact that it's coming out second fixes the timeline events if he is indeed referring to the events from WandaVision.
Yeah.
Falcon, because I'm like, wait, wouldn't that have been confusing for audiences back then if they went in the original release date order?
Yeah. And if it was a reference to that, then it's like you would only be able to pick it up afterwards having seen WandaVision.
You have to do
next.
like the math for it.
Yeah.
And then after staring contest on the plane, they argue.
Enjoy your ride, Buck.
No, you can't call me that.
Why not? That's what Steve called you.
Steve knew me longer, and Steve had a plan. What is it?
Only Cap can call him Buck, just like Scott Lang with Cap. Only friends are in the one-syllable club. Now, being the man with the plan is really the key here. The titular song in this episode is that Captain America was the star-spangled man with the plan. On the Avengers, Cap was really the one who called the shots. He always had the plan. So really the conflict among these four Cap successors is as much over who has the best plan as it is as whoever has the shield. Sam's plan here is kind of what Cap did in Captain America Winter Soldier, just dive out of a plane without a chute. I love how Bucky's like, yeah, I can do it, but then he definitely gets nervous about it and falls pretty hilarious. As they snoop on the Flagsmashers, Sam says,
Little time in Wakanda and you come out White Panther.
It's actually White Wolf.
yeah, remember after Civil War, Bucky rested in Wakanda, and in Black Panther, local Wakandan kids nicknamed him the White Wolf. White Wolf, aka Hunter, is a separate character in the comics, leading the Wakandan secret police. Bucky owns up to this title, despite not really gearing up until the Battle of Wakanda in Infinity War. So in what other ways did he assist Shuri and T'Challa to earn this title? Flagsmasher Carly Morgenthau is played by Erin Kellyman, the Cloud Rider Impus Nest in Solo. She gets
That's where she's from.
Oh, there you go.
Morgenthau in the comics, and she is strong. She breaks Redwing. But if you think about it, this actually does Sam a favor, since he finds out after this that the government had hacked into that drone to spy on all of his movements.
I just gotta say, it broke my heart when Redwing died.
I agree.
That,
Justice for Redwing.
Justice for Redwing. You see it in my reaction. I have a moment where I'm like, I feel like Redwing's gonna get real personality in this episode. And then 2 minutes later, he's just annihilated. Like, no! I thought he was gonna have like a droid friend.
Nah, posthumous personality. Only in the morning does Redwing now have a personality.
That really bummed me out. I feel like you gotta get Redwing back in some way.
Well, you know, Redwing will come back, you know, like reworked. It'll become a new Ultron. It'll grow into this whole other side.
It's just funny to me because I was so lost in thought about Redwing actually being obliterated that I did not pick up on that detail at all about, oh, actually, you know what? That's a good thing. that helped out and that helps out. Without I'm realizing it. I was so caught up and I can't believe Redwing's gone.
See, it works out.
That's why it was glitchy before, and that's probably where they heard the phrase the big three. Now, the truck license plates are MK85012 and 2011 EKH. Now, 2011 EKH is actually the same tag number as the one on Wanda Maximoff's rental in WandaVision Episode 8.
They're in another hex.
Marvel Comics universe where Cap is gone. Not sure about that one. But then Cap Walker drops in. Yeah, the composer Henry Jackman worked in a leitmotif to Captain America's theme. It sounds like Cap's promise from Civil War. Now, Bucky has to dodge the shield when Walker throws it. It looks like Walker did not care if he was going to hit Bucky in the face. But later in this fight, Bucky catches the shield with his normal hand, not his vibranium one.
This is great.
He hands it back to Walker, a nod to his dramatic catch in Winter Soldier, and kind of a way of saying, hey, watch where you throw that thing, Cap. There's a moment where Walker pulls out his gun and shoots a flag smasher. Now, I know Cap used a gun in World War II, and even Sam here uses Redwing to fire on him, but it is just weird to see.
It's a little jarring. It's like a full-on gun, yeah.
Using a firearm on people. Sam and Bucky conclude these flag smashers must be super soldiers, which seems to come as news to the other guys.
And we're pretty sure it's one of the big three, so. Aliens, androids, or wizards.
There's no such thing as wizards.
All right, then it's aliens or androids.
Or super soldiers.
Shit, super soldiers for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
Ah, that look.
Yeah,
so either Walker and Hoskins are really dim, or they know full well that the Flag Smashers are enhanced super soldiers because these two came from the same enhancement program. That power broker the Flag Smashers are ripping off could be the power broker who enhanced Walker and Hoskins in the comics, and interestingly later, Joaquin Torres, turning him into the next Falcon.
Wait, what? I don't know about that.
Whoa.
That's right.
Every
I'll reveal
character-
when I don't know a comic thing.
Every character is gonna be the next somebody. in
Oh,
this show.
sweet. He's going to stick around. He's got to stick around the show. I mean,
Yep, see, you
well,
were
we don't
wrong
know
in that
for sure.
first episode.
I was worried he was
can't
going to die. Oh, damn. Oh, you could become the next Falcon in some way.
Well, and he did take like an extraordinary beating in that episode, so that suggests too that he's probably got things planned for the future.
I think Erik is probably right about this whole thing with the power. If indeed that Battlestar and new fake Cap already have the super soldier serum in them, because especially the way they were focusing on the power broker character, the way it was shot was emphasizing this moment of, I don't know this person. I don't care about this person yet, but I feel like this person is going to be like vitally important to the story and how this all unfolds later. They seem like they were kind of prepared for something that was a little bit more heightened.
Yeah, granted, you know, you've got Bucky and Sam who have experience on this level, but they didn't seem vexed or thrown at all by the amount of force coming back at them. So yeah, and that little look from John Walker before he's like, oh really?
Yeah.
Soldier serum? Like, I could definitely see some truths being hidden.
Walker says he jumped on a grenade before, like Cap, but Walker says he used a reinforced helmet. See, his training is a manufactured replica of the real thing that Steve went through, because Steve jumped on that grenade assuming he would die. They bring up the GRC, Global Repatriation Council, an agency that manages resources for returning blip refugees. This could be what Thaddeus Ross now heads up, because here he could use this new team of super soldiers to keep the peace internationally, because we know Ross has been trying to build a team like that for a long time, back to the early days of the Incredible Hulk. And then maybe these Flag Smashers could have been past super soldiers who escaped when the blip happened and stalled Ross's plans. It's all connected.
They provide the resources and we keep things stable. Violent revolutionaries aren't usually good for anyone's cause.
Usually save other people with the resources.
Ooh, sounds like Sam's drinking that Flag Smasher Kool-Aid. His bank loan denial reminded him resources are not fairly distributed.
You know what I gotta point out too, especially with Thaddeus Ross, I feel like that might be the big reason why they finally caved in on Black Widow.
Yeah,
And
right.
why they have to like release it in order to keep this bigger, larger story going, because they've been hinting at, you know, the supervillain types of teams for so long, with the fact that Zemo's coming in. We've been hearing the talks of Thaddeus Ross coming into the fold, and it just seemed like it was only a matter of time until then. Otherwise, I'm going to feel bad for all the theorists at this point. For the amount of times I've thought theorists about Thaddeus Ross coming in, and here's what they're building
He's
too.
never gonna amount to anything more.
The Thunderbirds and all that jazz. And yeah, like Thaddeus Ross is in the credit, like how he pointed out earlier in this video, Thaddeus Ross indeed being in the credit sequence.
So they want you to still be aware of him. Yeah.
100%. And with Zemo being here, I just think that they're like, okay, we have to release Black Widow because
now
of the timeline of events, and
now we're at the point where we can't remix things and keep things clear for the audience.
100%. That's just interesting, and I hope the Thaddeus Ross thing starts actually coming into play. Otherwise, let's just keep theorizing about this for so long.
We get excited about that surprise character intro for the show, at least.
And then Walker says,
I'm just trying to be the best Captain America I can be.
How very U.S. Army, be all that you can be. But then he blows it.
It'd be a whole lot easier if I had Cap's wingman on my side.
It's always that last line.
By belittling Sam as merely Cap's wingman, he totally misunderstands the partnership between Sam and Cap. We also learn that Sharon Carter, who's also going to be returning in this show, was, like the rest of them, labeled a criminal for stealing their gear in Civil War. And then Sam meets this kid.
Hey, it's Black Falcon!
Just Falcon, kid.
My daddy told me it's Black Falcon.
Because I'm black and I'm the Falcon?
Well, technically.
So are you, like, Black Kid?
Yes, comics have a history of using characters' race in their name, like Black Goliath.
What? Never heard of this before.
What? Race?
Black Lightning?
Black Panther?
We find later with this awful encounter with the cops. So Isaiah Bradley, he
Here we
was
go.
the Black Captain America, introduced in 2003. His history was erased. He was one of the 300 black test subjects, which we get a hint at in the end credits, and most of those test subjects died. It was really based on the way the government, in real life, gave black men syphilis in the Tuskegee experiments. Really f***ed up. Now in the comics, Isaiah's grandson is Elijah Bradley,
I did not know
who becomes
about
a young
that.
Avenger Patriot, and the kid who answers the door is labeled in the credits as
Elijah,
Eli
right?
Bradley, Elijah Richardson. And notice his reaction when Isaiah snaps.
I'm not gonna talk about it anymore.
That's a great way to indicate the future of that character. It's like everything they've been talking about with building the young Avengers.
Yeah.
Oh, that is wonderful. Like that confirmation, having it right there in the credits. That is clever.
Yes.
That is super clever.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was just a theory. And someone said in the comments, that's got to be Eli Bradley. And then I didn't even catch that in the credits. Oh, how wonderful.
Yes.
How wonderful. Yeah, we're going to be getting ourselves a Patriot. We are.
And notice his reaction when Isaiah snaps.
I'm not gonna talk about it anymore.
Yeah, in the Young Avengers comics, Eli's powers are later revealed to just be him juicing up with a mutant growth hormone. He actually does not have natural powers. So here, this might be him wishing he had that kind of strength. Isaiah wedges that tin in the wooden frame. It's actually similar to how Sam will later wedge the shield into the wood of a tree. It's kind of like for these guys, the legacy of Cap doesn't allow them to bounce off obstacles like Teflon. They just get stuck in it. Isaiah reveals the awful history of how the government treated him.
You know what they did to me for being a hero? They put my ass in jail for 30 years. People running tests, taking my blood, coming into my cell. Even your people weren't done with me.
And by Bucky's people, he meant Hydra, meaning Hydra might have derived their own super soldier serum cocktail from Isaiah's blood.
You know, it would be pretty daring. It wouldn't end on a positive note, that's for sure. But it would be pretty daring if they decided to do like a movie about Isaiah Bradley.
That would be awesome. I mean,
That'd
I would
be
love
awesome.
to see them do that.
I know it's a little too bold for what Disney does.
People who want to switch their brain off when they go to the superhero movie.
Yeah, and I already saw the comments. A few people who already are like the things we were all saying that they would start doing, and then they start doing like, oh, keep your politics out of my Captain America show.
Out of my historically political character.
I know it would definitely rile up some feathers there if they did an Isaiah Bradley movie, but seeing this character here, I'm like, I love like the idea of, I mean, like you only get hints of what that must have been and the power of Isaiah Bradley's story right there, and I think it would be cool to just get a movie.
Oh yeah, dude.
Do
I'm
it,
for
Disney.
it. Let's get a petition going. Sign it.
And then after that, a Redwing movie.
It'll be an animated movie. It'll be like a computer animated for kids.
After they get arrested, Walker gets Bucky out.
Bucky's not going to be following a strict schedule any longer.
We haven't finished our work. Who authorizes?
The biggest douche of Baltimore. As when he threw that shield at Bucky's head, he does not care about Bucky's well-being, only how he can use him. And after leaving therapy, Bucky asks Dr. Rayner,
What was rule number 2 again?
don't hurt anyone.
Yeah, Bucky needed this reminder as he goes off to face Zemo, another name on his amends list whom I'm sure he wants to hurt very badly. The Flagsmashers gotta scramble.
How much time do we have?
None. It's a power.
I was wondering why he asked that. I didn't get that.
The Power Broker is watching, and again, I think he is linked to that same whole history of human enhancement that Walker and Hoskins and Thaddeus Ross could be involved in. We end the episode in this German prison facility that Zemo was left in, and he is in cell 2187, which is a nod to Star Wars. Cell 2187 was
that's great.
It was a nod to short film 2187 that inspired George Lucas to make THX 1138.
That's great.
And Star Wars keeps bringing this number back. Like later, Finn's designation was FN 2187. Mozart's Requiem plays, and then we see the chess set, which actually kind of echoes Magneto's imprisonment in the X-Men movies. But like that supervillain, this guy, I don't think will be in prison for much longer.
Actually, there was something about the classical music and cutting to him that made me think of when you see Wilson Fisk in Daredevil season 2 is where my mind went with that. But then again, it is a little bit of a tropey thing. Villain with classic music.
Oh yeah,
and cut it to their cell.
Let's do some symmetrical shots of the prison, and all this elegant music to enhance the irony of the situation.
Hey, to celebrate the series, we have our new latest obsession shirt, Anarchy
Gotta
Assemble.
get another shirt.
This at
More
newrockstarsmerch.com.
shirts.
Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EAVoss. Follow New Rockstars and subscribe to New Rockstars here on YouTube for deep dives into everything Marvel. Thanks for watching.
Oh. Yeah.
Fun stuff. That was great, man.
It was great.
I love how it's all tying in. I'm excited for that. Like, Thaddeus Ross has been the slowest damn build-up in the MCU I've ever seen.
Thaddeus Ross, followed by the Young Avengers. They're sprinkling kids in all along the way now.
It's just Thaddeus himself. Like, he shows up in Incredible Hulk, doesn't show back up again till freaking Captain America Civil War. He's mentioned here.
He's in the Black Widow trailer.
He's in the Black Widow trailer. He's at the funeral for, I think, he's at the funeral in Endgame. So you're like, there's so much story to tap into with him.
You've got a veteran actor. There has to be
There's
more.
something there. It's gonna be happening.
I'm nervous.
There's a lot of comic storylines, and I think it's actually coming true.
I think so.
I think it's actually happening, and they're really kicking it off with this series in particular. And yeah, it just makes sense to tie it in. You know, like I think it's great. Like from the super soldiers and the government rules, and having Thaddeus come in specifically with Civil War and tying his story back around, and I think it's gonna bleed into She-Hulk in some way. It has to, and Black Widow. Like Thaddeus, I think people are not realizing just how pivotal of a character Thaddeus Ross is gonna be going forward. People are kind of underestimating it, I think.
Yeah, man, we need our Hayward for the rest of the MCU series.
Well, it
going
becomes
forward.
like Red Hulk and the Super Soldier Serum, and like there's a lot to unpack here. But I'm loving this show. I'm excited. I think it's just gonna get heavier and heavier as we go. There's only 6 episodes, so it's gonna just get a lot more weighty as we keep going. Excited to see what's in store. Guys, leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe. Click that notification bell. Hit that like button. See you guys sometime next week.